Today we will learn about simple interest. What do you mean by simple interest and how we can calculate? There are some rules to calculate simple interest. Let's begin. Simple interest first technique is if a sum of money comes n times in t years at simple interest, then the formula for calculating interest will be given as r equals to 100 whole into n minus 1 divided by t. R is a simple interest symbol. Okay, let's see some examples so that we can understand. Suppose there is a question, a sum of money comes 4 times in 20 years at simple interest. Find the rate of interest. Find the rate of interest. Here we know r equals to 100 whole into 9 minus n minus 1 divided by t. So here n is 4 minus 1 divided by t is 20 years, means 20 equals to 100 into 3 divided by 20. 0 0 cancel. 2 5 15%. 5 into 3 15%. This is the answer. Another technical rule is, if a sum of money at a certain rate of interest becomes n times in t1 year and m times in t2 year, then the formula for t2 will be given as t2 equals to m minus 1 divided by n minus 1 into t1. And another rule is, if a sum of money in a certain time becomes n times at r1 rate of interest and m times at r2 rate of interest, then formula for r2 will be given as r2 equals to m minus 1 divided by n minus 1 into r1. Now let's see some examples. Example 1. A sum Question is, a sum becomes 2 times in 5 years at a certain rate of interest. Find the time in which the same amount will be 8 times at the same rate of interest. Here n equals to 2 times, m equals to 8 times, and t1 equals to 5, and we have to find out t2. So according to our rule, t2 equals to m minus 1 divided by n minus 1 into t1. Here m is 8 minus 1 divided by n is 2 minus 1 into t1 is 5. So equals to 7 divided by 1 into 5. That means 7 5s are 35 years. So t2 is implies t2 is 35 years. This is the answer. Another question is, in a certain time a sum becomes 3 times at the rate of 5% per annum. At what rate of interest the sum becomes 6 times in the same duration? Here n equals to 3, m equals to 6, r1 equals to 5%, and we have to find out r2. So according to our rule, r2 equals to m minus 1 n by n minus 1 into r1 equals to m is 6 minus 1 divided by n is 3 minus 1 into 5% equals to 5 divided by 2 into 5. So 12.5%. This is the answer. R2 equals to 12.5%. Now another rule is, if a certain sum P in a certain time amount to rupees A1 at the rate of R1% and the same sum amount of rupees A2 at the rate of R2%, then P equals to A2 R1 minus A1 R2 divided by R1 minus R2. Now another rule is T equals to A2 minus A1 divided by A2 R1 minus A1 R2 whole into 100. If the rate of SI is uniform, simple interest, if the rate of simple interest is uniform, then P will be P equals to A2 T1, okay, A2 T1 minus A1 T2 divided by T1 minus T2, and R equals to R equals to, another rule is R equals to A2 minus A1 divided by A2 T1 minus A1 T2 whole into 100. Let's see some examples so that we can understand. Suppose one question is, a certain sum in the certain time becomes rupees 500 at the rate of 8% per annum simple interest, and the same sum amount to rupees 200 at the rate of 2% simple interest in the same duration. Find the sum and time. Now here R1 equals to 8%, R2 equals to 2%, and A1 equals to 500 rupees, and A2 equals to 200 rupees. Now according to our formula, P equals to A2 R1 minus A1 R2 divided by R1 minus R2 equals to 200 into 8 minus 500 into 2 divided by 8 minus 2 equals to 1600 minus 1000 divided by 6 equals to 600 divided by 6 equals to 100. So 100 rupees. Simple interest is, here P is 100 rupees. P equals to 100. Now time. We have to find out the T. P is 100 rupees. I am rubbing this one, 100 rupees. Now T we will find out. We know T equals to,
मम्मा हमको छूना है
A2 minus A1, A2 R1 minus A1 R2 into 100 equals to, A2 is 200 minus A1 is 500 divided by 200 into 8 minus 500 into 2
मम्मा ये देखो
into 100 equals to 300 by 600 into 100. This will be minus equals to 50.
मम्मा
So minus 50 years.
everything
T will be minus 50 years. This is the answer. Next question. Next question is, a certain sum at a certain rate of simple interest amount of rupees 1125 rupees in 4 years, means A1 is 1125 rupees, then 4 years, and rupees 1200 in 7 years. Find the sum and rate of interest. Now, and A2 is 1200 rupees. T1 is 4 years and T2 is 7 years. So we have to find out P according to formula. P equals to A2 T1 minus A1 T2 divided by T1 minus T2 equals to 1200 into 4 minus 1125 into 7 divided by T1 is 4 minus 7. So this will be 4800 minus 7875 divided by minus 3 equals to minus 3075 divided with minus 3, minus minus cancel. It will be rupees 1025. So P is 1025. And now we have to find out interest. R equals to A2 minus A1 divided by A2 T1 minus A1 T2 into 100 equals to 1200 minus 1125 divided by 1200 into 4 minus 1125 into 7 into 100. equals to 7500 divided by 4800 minus 7875. So equals to 7500 divided by minus 3075 equals to minus 2.43%. This is the answer. R equals to minus 2.43%. This is the answer. Now come to technique 4. Here, if simple interest for a certain sum P1 for time T1 and rate of interest R1 is I1, and simple interest for another sum P2 for time T2 and the rate of interest R2 is I2, then difference of simple interest means I2 minus I1 equals P2 R2 T2 minus P1 R1 T1 divided by 100. This is the rule. Now according to this rule,
वीडियो को लाइक कर देना, वीडियो को चैनल को सब्सक्राइब भी करना.
Okay. So according to this rule, we can also, there are some other rules. First is I2 minus I1. According to this condition, write down. Say there you write down. You want this? Okay, take. Equals to, if the parameters are constant, then constant but the time is variable, then I2 minus I1 equals to PR whole into T2 minus T1 divided by 100. Second rule is, when only rate of interest is variable, then I2 minus I1 equals to PT whole into R2 minus R1 divided by 100. Third rule is, when only sum is variable, then I2 minus I1 equals to RT of RT whole into P2 minus P1 divided by 100. Fourth number rule, when only one parameter remains constant and the remaining are variable, then there are three rules. What are the rules? Let's see. First is, when only one parameter remains constant and the remaining are variable, then I2 minus I1 equals to P whole into R2 T2 minus R1 T1 divided by 100. Next rule is, I2 minus I1 equals to R whole into P2 T2 minus P1 T1 divided by 100. Okay, good girl. I2 minus I1 equals to T of T whole into P2 R2 minus P1 R1 divided by 100. These are the three rules. According to these rules, we will see some examples, some questions so that we can understand.